A lot of the conflict you have in your life exists simply because you are not living in alignment. You're not being your true self. Steve Maripoli. Welcome, guys. My name is Ora-gen, and this is the Ora-gen channel. I want to welcome everybody into the space today for another read and downloaded message. Okay, let's get right into the energy. I have already cleared the space, and we are going to be focusing on the downloaded message. And then, of course, just pulling a few oracle cards around that energy just to understand more about how this message applies to whomever in the collective it is resonating with today. So, the downloaded message is secret language. Secret language. So, at first, when I thought about this topic, I was like, okay, is there some sort of secret dialogue? Are we talking about encoded language, light language? Like, what is this referencing? But as I sat down and worked with the energy more, I was able to understand that this really had to do with a new energetic paradigm. So this is not like 3D language. This has to do with a completely different mindset. And then the doors that new mindset opens. And these are doors of understanding. Okay? So we're looking for the key to these doors of understanding. And the secret language is really what is behind those doors, these new understandings. So it's less about a physical vernacular terminology dialogue. It's not about that. It is a symbolic reference to a new form of understanding. And this is something that's coming in for members of the collective at this time who are, shifting into these new 5D and new earth energies, and will be the individuals that get the ball rolling, so to speak, in their families, their communities, in the world that we live in presently in this timeline. They will be the ones to, really help bring these energies into a more solid manifested state, instead of it being more of an etheric ideology, mindset, or belief. They will actually help to bring these in, so that way we start to see more of these energies associated with 5D and New Earth energy in our world. So it's really grounding that in, bringing it all the way down through the chakra system into the root chakra, so that it's something that people are physically experiencing as well. Okay, so a little information on the secret language. So we are not, as I mentioned before, talking about 3D language. Okay, so or a 3D mindset. And you could almost think of this as like 3D language and mindset versus a 5D New Earth language. So we're looking at the difference between these two. And something that came up as I was considering the difference between 3D language and 5D, like New Earth energies, is that basically the way that we process things or look at things will require a new rubric. And just to give a definition on the word rubric, It means an established rule, tradition, or custom. So, where we are now in the timeline, the way that we look at our experience, the way that we gauge, judge, understand things is through a 3D thought paradigm. So this is just referencing the traditional thought processes that we have used up until this point in the way that we view our world, the way that we deal with others, the way that we treat others, the way that we deal with ourselves, the way that we understand energy, the way that we generally understand this experience. So if we are utilizing an old systemic matrix-based narrative for working through problems, then understandably, we're going to get the same results that we've always gotten. Those results will not shift because we are using or utilizing the same rubric or established rule, tradition, or custom. And it doesn't matter how we shift that rubric. There's only a certain level of potentiality when we use the same tools over and over and over again. To give an example of this, and this is what came up with the download, was the Rubik's Cube. Anybody remember the Rubik's Cube? Now, I remember it as Rubik's Cube. Like, that's the way I used to say it. But for some people, they might remember Rubik Cube because that's actually the way that it's spelled. So I did some research on the Rubik Cube, and it's so interesting because this was something that was like created in, like, I guess the originator was like a architect or something like that, some sort of creative and architect from either Switzerland or Sweden or something. And they're the ones that created the actual original Rubik Cube. And what's so funny about it is the Rubik Cube in and of itself is a rubric because it utilizes a set standard or established rule in order for you to be able to solve the puzzle, basically. And for those of you who don't know what a Rubik Cube is, it was a game that looked like a cube that had different colored boxes on it. And you would turn the cube until you could get all of the boxes to match, like the same color on each side of the cube, okay? And so this was very challenging for a lot of people. But there was a general rule or established way of moving this cube that would create the solution to the puzzle. So it was very interesting because Rubik, the person who actually made this game in the 70s, his name was spelled Rubik, and he created a game basically that was based off of a rubric, Rubrik. So I just thought that was a really interesting side note here. It was almost like a way to teach people how to deal with established concepts and find the established solution. But what we're talking about here with the secret language is putting all those tools down and opening up and expanding and picking up completely new tools. This changes the outcome. This changes the potentiality of what can happen because we are not utilizing the old rubric, which only has a limited amount of outcomes, no matter how you twist it, no matter how you turn it. Like that Rubik's Cube, you're either going to have a mess with a bunch of different colors all over the place, or you're going to get to that one solution that they want you to get to. But there's not going to be anything else if you use that rubric. But if we open up to a new key, new keys that lead us to new doorways of understanding, and picking up new rubrics, confirmation, we begin to see things in a different light. We begin to have new understandings. We begin to gain new knowledge that are outside of the parameter of what we could gain from the old rubric. I hope you guys are picking up what I'm throwing down. At first, when I was looking at this, I thought, oh, so like a Rubik's Cube, as you shift into new directions, you get new understandings. But then I noted here that even this tool is limited. So there's a really strong emphasis here on releasing old thought paradigms, which do not allow you to tap into the secret language. And the secret language basically is these new understandings that are to be revealed at this time to whomever is resonating with this message are on the other side of these doors. But you will need a new key to enter these doors. You cannot use the old key. Okay. So I think I covered that really well. So just to kind of, really solidify what this download is talking about, this is the issue with systemic processes. We're going to just bring that into this topic of systemic processes, because the reality is when you get to a place where, and I'm not saying I'm there, I'm certainly not there. This is like some Buddha level. Buddha, Krishna, any of the masters that have been on the planet, Yeshua. When you get to a place where you are beyond systemic processes, rubrics, tools that have been given to you by 3D and systemic processes to try and figure things out, those always leave you limited, because the processes themselves are in place because something needs to be understood, something needs to be figured out, something needs to be gained, something needs to be, air quotes, controlled. That's why those are given to you in the first place. You're not going to take that tool and open up to the sky of expansion. So no matter how you spin the narrative of those systemic processes, there's always going to be a limited potential outcome. And then I noted here, part of the download was, it is the way it is designed. Once you understand this, you have obtained the key to the secret language. And that's that key that opens up those doors with those new understandings. And this has been coming up in the readings lately, that there's this new energy that is coming in that is leading members of the collective into completely esoteric, new, unknown, moon side energy spaces, experiences, realities, timelines. And that literally people are figuring out where to place their foot on pathways that have never been walked before in this lifetime by members of the collective. And the only things they have for guidance is support of their spirit team, guides, their higher self and intuition, maybe others who are walking with them for the first time as well, if you have that situation. But in a lot of cases, members of the collective are going through this on their own. And they don't have people around them in a lot of cases that they can discuss these topics with, that will understand on that deeper energetic level and really even know how to support. Like, some of these concepts are so abstract, when you try to talk with friends and family members about it, they literally blue screen. And that's a reference to a computer just kind of like it's too much code and the computer just shuts down. They don't even know how to process it. It's not even a thing. And that can be frustrating. But the reality is, it isn't for you to try to gain validation and support from these people around you. It is for you to step into it. I'm talking to people who resonate with this message, who are leaders. They are individuals who will lead the way into this new timeline towards a more 5D, new earth rooted energy timeline, a more egalitarian timeline. That's who I'm speaking with. Whoever is resonating with this message can feel the energy of what I'm saying when I speak about these things. And definitely, if you're hearing something like this or a thought paradigm like this for the first time, and this isn't necessarily your message at this time, that's okay. Let this be a spark of interest for you to really start to look into. You can even ask AI about 5D New Earth energy and start to do some research on it. It's amazing. We are in a timeline where all of this information is easily accessible to us in a way that it never has been before. But remember, when you look and search for things through systemic processes, there is a ceiling. There's a limited potential. So that's just the opener, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's to get the ball rolling. But eventually it's your higher self, your intuition, your, tapping in with your guides, understanding your soul path that takes over and takes you to that next level of understanding. This is where you need to release the old rubric or the old established rule, tradition, or custom and pick up the new keys that will lead you through these doorways of understanding. So that is the download for today. And we're going to go on ahead and clear out the energy and get into the cards. So we have the Woodland Wardens today. Let's see. Clarifying life situations and Love Tarot, believe it or not. I think the Love Tarot is going to be something we're going to look at from aspects of how to tap into energies of love and how to accept and receive energies of love. And also how to move that energy outward, because that has a lot to do with 5D New Earth energy, is how to really step into, as best we can in this timeline, an energy of really acceptance and unconditional love, and how to move that energy forward, which is a very powerful energy. So let's go on ahead and clear out the space and get into it. Okay, so guys, I am going to ring my meditation bell. If you have a sound sensitivity, I would ask you to turn down your device at this time. All right, taking that nice deep cleansing inhalation and exhalation, definitely super important. So let's go deeper into this message, because as I like to do here on this channel, I like to dig deeper and see what is there and how this message can apply on a deeper level to whomever this is resonating with. So we are going to pull from the Woodland Wardens deck. I just want to mention before we go into it, if I utilize terms like masculine or feminine energy, it is referring to just that. So all beings have masculine and feminine energy, so that could be applied to a male or a female. So these energies are not indicative of gender. So please keep that in mind if that comes up. Also, if anything comes up in the reading under areas where you need to seek professional consultation. So anything medical, anything legal, anything business related, anything like that, please do seek professional help and counsel on these areas. This is not intended to be professional advice, okay? So let's go on ahead and look at Woodland Wardens and just see what the nature guides are saying here about the secret language. And I hope wherever you are today, whatever day you have found this message, I hope that you're having an amazing day, and I'm super grateful that you're here with me today. Thank you for all my returning subs, and for new subs, thank you, thank you, thank you. And to guests visiting the channel, I appreciate you being here. Please do like, share, and subscribe if the energy here resonates with you. This is how we get the message out to more people. Okay, so for the first one, we're just going to take the card on the bottom just to get the energy going. That's interesting. So we have the lizard and pitcher plant stagnation came up. Let's see what else we have. Spirit, a little more information on stagnation. We have a couple here. Balance, peace, and inspiration. I think I have an idea of what's going on with this energy, because balance and peace both came out in reverse and inspiration was upright. Could there be an energy here that maybe someone is struggling with finding balance and peace with these new energies that are coming in? Like basically how to integrate these energies and maintain a level of balance, stability, and peace. So it might be causing some stagnation with, you know, integrating these new energies and feeling the results of them. It might be feeling a bit much, which it can at times, but it's definitely through taking the time to integrate these energies, excuse me, throat chakra, confirmation, in a way where it's healthy and we're doing the added self-care that's needed while we're processing all of this new energy. It's super important to engage in self-care in this way while all of this is happening, to whoever this message is resonating with, because it's going to help with your energies of balance and peace. And then we have inspiration in the upright. Definitely, you are inspired. You know, there is an inspiration for you to continue forward with your journey and with your goals, but it just looks like maybe there's some things coming up in the energy here where someone or some individuals might be having a hard time with integrating these new energies. And then we have the protection card. Absolutely. So this is just a reminder that even if you are undergoing challenges right now, like maybe in your personal life, in your work life, please remember that you are protected. You do have the assistance of your spirit team and your spirit guides. And also, you have others around you that you may not know are interested in seeing you succeed, that are also in the background. And maybe these individuals have not popped up to the forefront yet. Maybe you haven't met them yet. Maybe they aren't known to you yet. But for some in the collective, there are currently individuals who are in the background watching what's happening and sending supportive energy, or just, you know, really kind of talking you up to others, or, you know, just spreading a good vibe about what it is that you're doing. So yeah, introspection. The introspection card came up. Number 4 is on the table in full effect. So we have the weasel and the pine. So, you know, maybe just taking some time to really go inward and upward, you know, so tapping into your higher self, not just going inward and just cycling a lot of thoughts in your mind, because once again, we talked about releasing old rubrics. So this is about stepping into new energy. So it might be that there needs to be more introspection and really tapping into your higher self and asking for support from your spirit team as you are entering these new areas and maybe experiencing like different emotional states or things that are processing within you due to entering into these new areas. So please remember, with energy, it's not just a one-way street. When something changes within us, it also affects the energy around us. So the way that we resonate outward, our frequency, our vibration affects the frequencies and vibrations around us. So it's that cause and effect energy here in the 3D. So even though you might be to yourself and you're just doing your work and, trying to be very focused here, there still could be some shifts and changes in your life that you're kind of wondering like, well, where did that come from? Why am I having these tower moments and these different things going on when I'm just simply sitting here minding my business, not doing anything but focusing on my goals, and yet I have these situations happening? How is this vibrationally appropriate? It's not a punishment. It's not that you've done something wrong. If you are experiencing some challenges right now and some difficulties, it is simply because you are basically getting a bunch of energetic upgrades in a short order, or a short amount of time. And so this is affecting your vibration and your frequency outward. And that is in turn affecting other vibrations and frequencies around you. So you might notice that some people who are very close and you used to spend a lot of time with regularly are no longer calling as much or as interested in hanging out. Or maybe when you hang out with them, you don't feel the same level of excitement and connection that you used to. It's nothing that you need to panic about. You might find that certain places you used to go just don't do it for you anymore. It's just not the vibe any longer. Don't panic. You might find that certain activities that you used to engage in and be just fine or feel just fine after, that's no longer the case. Don't panic. All of these things are indicators for you to pay attention to, right? Because you're picking up that new rubric. You're not going to be doing the same processes over and over and over again any longer. You're going to be looking at how to open up to new ways of viewing things. That's that key to those doors. So you can get to the secret language on the other side. That's what we're all working towards. So when you notice these cues and clues that something is feeling out of alignment, you're really being encouraged to acknowledge that. Pay attention to that. Take note of it. And then take the necessary steps or actions. Let's see what else is here. Anything else for the collective here on the secret language and maybe how they can understand more about how to move towards obtaining these keys, things they need to be aware of. Any other messages for the collective out of this deck? Oh, there we go. Yeah. This came out in the pre-shuffle. So we have the Vulture and the Asphodel upheaval. So yeah, it could feel like there's upheaval in your life at this time. And it's not upheaval for the purposes of upheaval. So I mentioned this before in other readings, but in tarot, there really aren't any bad cards, right? It's more so about understanding how certain energies are playing out in your experience and how to be aware of that so you can make the needed shifts or changes. So there's no reading that you can get that will tell you all the exact details of your future. And the reason for that is because the person, if they're an energy reader, they're reading your energy. That is where you are presently at. Should you decide to use your free will and shift direction, then you would be on a different timeline, and those events wouldn't occur in that way. So that might be a different thought for some. Some people might feel very strongly about predestination, but free will is a factor. We do have agency, and that changes the way things play out. So I say this to say the Tower card in tarot is not necessarily a bad card all the time. Might it be uncomfortable? Absolutely. Hold on one second, guys. Okay, apologies. So, might it be uncomfortable? Absolutely. Because a tower can be like, feel like karma coming back your way, or something that you're dealing with based off of energies that were already circulating, okay? Whether they're present life or past life. But it can also mean that there's something that is a strong shift or change that is occurring or is about to occur. And it's going to feel like you're being unearthed. It's going to shake you up a bit. But it's meant to do that so that you can make the needed changes and get back on path. And this is why I say this isn't about pulling cards for good or bad. This is about understanding. So if you've been using an old rubric that's not helping you to get on path, your guides are assisting you by shaking and sifting some things out of your experience so that you can redirect, refocus, and get back on path. So that's why it might feel like upheaval at this time. But please know you are protected, you are safe, you are well. Yes, confidence came right out after that. Thank you, Spirit. Confidence. So you can have confidence that everything is happening for your good, for your healing, for your growth potential. Everything is there to assist you. It's not against you, it's for you. And that might be a new thought paradigm too, that a lot of us have to really take in and look at and work on and utilize. Because we have in the 3D matrices, like this whole thought process of everybody's out to get me. Everything's coming for me. They're coming for me. You're coming for me. I'm coming for you. I'm going to attack. You're going to attack. And the reality is, it is a thought process. The second we drop it, and by we, I mean humanity, the second we drop it, it no longer exists. So it's super important that we start this New Earth energy work in the first place that we need to start any kind of work, which is within ourselves. And then that energy spreads out to our families, the community. Even when you think people aren't listening, don't care, aren't paying attention, there's always someone who sees you and says, that's interesting. Look how that's affecting that person. They seem pretty happy. What are they doing? It's always that one person. So you may not always know exactly where your seeds are falling, basically, but they are. It is the fact that you are present, you are here, and you are doing the work, and others can see it. So just your existence is helping to reshape timelines. That's how important you are. Okay, we're going to just look this way and see if we can come up with any more cards. Spirit, anything else here for the collective? Out of this deck, anything? Okay, I think that's it for the Woodland Wardens. So we're just going to slide these over here, and we're going to get into the next deck, which is going to be the Love Tarot. And definitely, guys, if you have coffee, tea, anything that feels soothing to your throat, definitely bring that out now. You can start sipping away. I should have mentioned that earlier. Normally I say it earlier in the reading, but if you have anything like that, you know, just bring it on out, and we can sit and sip some coffee or tea together, water, whatever, as we get into this energy and understand more about this message today. And with that being said, Spirit, what messages are there for the collective, you know, related to how love of self, love of others, relationships, any energies like this that are love-based, how do these factor into the message today? As unconditional love is definitely the root issue here with everything, like how to really tap into that energy as best we can, because it is the highest source energy. And something that most of us have not experienced. I haven't met one person that's experienced unconditional love. We're learning about it though. And that's where it starts. Okay, let's take the first card from the bottom. Yeah, for some of you, you are actually going to be meeting a new soulmate. Okay? And it's interesting, we just talked about the unconditional love energy. Definitely this soulmate is going to be more in alignment with the values that you have associated with love than maybe what your previous experience has been. So this will be a very positive, healing and upbuilding experience for you. Somebody's going to ask you on a date, or whomever that's whomever that's resonating with. And definitely, if this part of the message doesn't resonate, that's okay. And just stick around for the story. Yeah, there's something in the energy here about some kind of past energy here that is somewhat possessive of you, whomever this is resonating with. And they really, really want others to know that, you know, you are associated with them, you are working with them, you are in relationship with them, whatever avenue this relationship is in. They really want others to know that you are affiliated and connected with them. So there's something in the energy here about the person or the situation being somewhat possessive, and you know, there's some energy here of them caring about how others see them. It could be that it's a good look. And of course it is, because collective is doing the work. So it's always a good look to hang out with collective, right? Oh, wow. You are somebody's fantasy. Yeah, this person, this is coming through as a person, because in some cases the cards can be attributed to people, places, or things, but I'm picking up this as a person. Somebody is looking at pictures or videos of you, like they have things saved, or maybe they're going, if you have like a YouTube channel, or you do some sort of content creation, They're going and finding pictures of you and saving them. So you inspire them. They feel very inspired by you. And the more that they look at these, not just the pictures of you, but like videos, you displaying your gifts and abilities, they are very inspired by this. They feel, for lack of a better way to put it, really turned on to your energy. And they want to connect with you more because of it. Yeah, it's giving past person energy. So they considered you their favorite person and the person that they called whatever was going on in their life, good, bad, indifferent, whatever. Even if they had news they wanted to share, you're the person that they thought of. So this is definitely giving me past person energy, because if not, it would be very creepy if this is a person you didn't know and they're saying you're their favorite person they want to call. This could also be an indicator that somebody wants to reach out. Like some form of communication is coming. That's what I'm picking up here, if they haven't reached out already. Uh-oh. Yeah, they think a lot of you. Wow. They think you're perfection. They're very attracted to you. Yeah, they also don't really... There's something in the energy here. They do not, whatever or whomever the situation is, they do not quite feel on your level. They feel like, wow, how could I have ever drawn somebody so amazing? And they're grateful, forever grateful that they could draw someone like you, but they're not quite sure. So this might be, you know, if this is a person, or let's say it's a job position or an opportunity to work with somebody, this might be why you have not heard anything yet from them, or communication has not come in yet. They're trying to figure out how to approach, basically. They're not sure how to approach. If this is a past person, you know, they're still, once again, in an energy where they're not sure how to approach. So communication might be slow. This is a twin flame. Oh my goodness, that card came right up after it. So the twin flame journey is interesting. I don't know. I say that it's more so about how you connect with someone, the values you share, and the energy that the two of you vibrate on. I am less concerned personally about whether a person is a twin flame or not. Sometimes those relationships can be great, and sometimes they can be very volatile. So it just depends. But you know, you can have a twin flame out here and energetically know that the other one is here at this time, incarnated on the Earth School planet, and be sending supportive energy to one another. So this could also be someone that is in your energy, that is aware that you're here, and you are aware that they are here on an astral level, and the two of you communicate in some form. So the twin flame energy here is basically saying that you being here and you doing what you do, this is what we talked about before, has activated their true soul and life purpose. And you've actually helped this person to heal, and they're thanking you for that. So whether this person is ever going to actually approach you in the 3D or not doesn't matter as far as like the energy here today. We're talking about, because it's not a love reading, it's more so about energies and situations that you need to understand in relation to dropping old rubrics and picking up a new key that opens doors to the secret language. So looks like one of them here is understanding that just by you being here and, putting an effort to do what it is you are here to do, being on your soul purpose and life purpose path is inspiring others. It's affecting their lives. It's changing others' timelines. And this is what I was talking about. Super powerful energy. Yeah, jealousy. I think it was in reverse. It says, I'm very jealous. I can barely stand it. Yeah, it was in reverse. So it could be that, this is not a situation where the person is intending to approach as well. This might be either a situation where you've affected a non-romantic twin flame or a non-romantic situation or energetic connection. And then also it could be that this is a twin that's here that's not approaching but you in physical, but you are interacting on some form in the astral, and they are affected by what you are doing in a positive way. So the jealousy in reverse card is giving me an energy that for some of you this may not be a romantic connection, or it may not be about that kind of relationship. It might be more like a friendship or a business partnership or something like that. You're definitely having an effect energetically on others. Yeah, no one compares. So you are very unique and just unique in the way that you approach things, the way your gifts and abilities come through in everything that you do. And a lot of people, whomever this message is resonating with, have never met a person quite like you. And so they feel like there's no one that can compare to you. So if this is a love partnership on the way, wow, this person is blown away by you. And if not, if it's like a business opportunity or a friendship or something like that, or soul tribe type energy, please know that you are very, people are watching you. They're looking at what you're doing, and they're really impressed by your energy. And it's not that you need that, but you just need to know that what you're doing is having an effect out here in these streets, okay? Yep, there's something here for someone in the message. Their twin flame or other person is bound by certain cultural values and beliefs that their family has. And this person is still working towards breaking free from these beliefs, like beliefs that are limiting. And this is not to say that, if a person has cultural, family, or religious beliefs that, in order to be spiritual, you have to just drop everything. That's absolutely not what I'm saying. It's that these particular beliefs are limiting in the sense that this person is not able to feel free to move and make the choices that they might naturally make, because their family might have a problem with it. And family is super important to this person, whomever's energy this is attached to. So that also might be a reason why you are not hearing from this person yet. There's a few things going on here where, for those of you who this is a romantic connection, where the person has some other baggage that they're going to have to put down or process or, deal with before they feel comfortable coming into your space. Because remember, like I mentioned before, they think very highly of you. So they don't want to come at you in a hot mess jumble. They want to feel like they're collected and together and coming at you correctly. Let's get one more card for the collective out of this deck, and we're going to go into clarifying life situations. Okay, we're going to take this one. Yeah. Yep. So this is a soulmate energy coming through. They feel like it's written in the stars. And they feel like the two of you have a destiny together and belong together. So definitely for those of you who this is a romantic energy here, this is a soulmate energy and a twin flame. So that's pretty powerful here. and they want to come at you correctly when they do reach out to make contact. For some of you, this is a past person who is in the process of healing, and for some of you, this is a new person you have never met before. So, oops, very interesting energy there. Let's move this off to the side, and we're going to open up this other deck and see what clarifying information we have here. And then we're going to close the reading out for today. Okay, let's see. Let's grab this deck here. Just trying to clear some space up on my desk so I have some room here. It gets a little hectic once all the cards start coming out. Let's see. All right, we're going to put the love energy over here. Beautiful. Let's take a look at this deck here. Let's see what is here. Clarifying information for the collective. A sip of coffee. A little bit of my energy spray. Let's get it. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, guys, let's just give this deck a little shuffle here. And let's see what energies are present for the collective. Any kind of clarifying information coming through that can assist the collective with how to process this information here on the secret language, dropping old rubrics, and utilizing keys to open new doorways, new pathways of understanding, and maybe even information on how to walk on these paths, like where to place their foot. I think we're all trying to figure that out. Let's see what's here. Okay, we have Harbor of Peace. Find serene refuge in the peaceful embrace of a gentle harbor, allowing tranquility to still your waters. That is the lead card out of here. That's a really nice energy. Let's see. Give us some more clarity on that. I mean, obviously, stepping into an energy of peace or allowing ourselves to have moments of peace will help us to find clarity, because we're not focused on many things and all over the place and can't process, can't integrate. We actually need to take moments to like place ourselves off to the side for meditation, for energy clearing practices, for taking time to integrate these new energies. So creating moments of peace and tranquility will help us to still our waters and to have like a place of refuge where we feel safe to take a moment to process, to heal. Then we also have the embrace potential. This is wild, guys, because the cards that I'm looking at, both of them have images of boats on water. So for one thing, we have the water and earth reflection images here. Also, we have two images right side by side that have boats on the ocean. One, the waters are very calm, almost placid. It looks like a mirror. And then the other one, there's a bit of a, rough wave in the other one, and the boat is in motion. So looking at these two images side by side and the way they came out, it looks like, you know, there's a time period here where things are feeling like more stagnant and more just kind of like the feeling of being just stuck in place. And then next, after you take that time really to integrate and isolate sometimes, really, and take time to, you know, process and integrate, then comes the time period where you're active. You know, you're busy, you're moving, you're in motion. And that's the following card that comes out. So there's something here in the energy about, you know, really taking advantage of this time period where it feels more quiet, it feels more still. That's your time period to heal, to rest up, to integrate, to process, you know, emotions and things that are coming up, because you're going to be very busy here in a minute. The Embrace Potential card says explore an abundance of opportunities with an open mind. Answers reveal limitless horizons for your journey. So explore an abundance of opportunities. So this is, once again, this is another message about releasing an old rubric. So if your belief in the past was like new opportunities are scary, if I engage in that and I put this down for a minute and I pick that up, I could lose that. If I have more of that, I'll have less of that. This could potentially rock my boat or distract me. So even though it looks like something I'm drawn to, I'm going to just ignore it. Whatever the thought process was from before that didn't allow you to really embrace your full potential. Because there's an energy here that's basically saying, you know, there was like some sort of fear which caused limitation. So you weren't looking at all of your opportunities. You were kind of like avoiding them because you didn't know if it was an opportunity, a distraction, or what. And in order to tell, the only thing we can do is just feel into ourselves energetically. You know, how does this opportunity make me feel? What emotions come up? How do, you know, what signs and signals and cues am I getting in my body about this opportunity, this person, this place, this thing? And that's one area where we can really gain understanding. And also, I can't mention it enough. Ask your guides, you know, ask for support. Mountain of Mastery, yeah. Ascend towards self-realization and triumph, guided by the stoic presence of the Mastery Mountain pathway. So this goes back to that pathway energy where, you know, one of the cards in here is more of like a narrow mountain pass with a little bit of light at the top, and it's kind of hard to see where to place your foot. As you move through that, those spaces that are unknown, and allowing yourself to really tap into your higher knowing, asking your guides for assistance, moving into those new areas with new understanding, or allowing yourself to have new understanding, we really reach the peak of the Mountain of Mastery. That's how we get there. That is definitely one of those doorways that I was speaking about, where we open it and the secret language is on the other side. That's that new understanding. And in this image, the person is standing on top of a mountain, almost in a triumphant way, because they've really understood something. They've really mastered something. Excuse me. Divine timing came out next. Be patient, for some things take time to manifest fully in your life. This is part of the Mountain of Mastery energy. So it's not always about the fact that we feel like, okay, well, I've been doing this long enough. It's time for this now. Why isn't this happening? And on that rubric of belief, understanding, dealing with energy, we get really frustrated. Almost to the point where we're like, you know what? I'm about to give up because I've been at this for fill in the blank amount of time and I'm not getting anywhere. Or so you think, or so you believe. When in fact, the reality is you are in motion. that divine timing is in play. It's like the roots underneath the tree that supplies the tree with all of the nutrients and resources that it needs. We don't always see those roots growing, but they are. Then we later start to see the tree, more leaves, more branches, more of the external growth. We see that, but that internal growth underneath in the ground is still happening all the time. So you're being encouraged here. Be patient. Some things take time, but that's okay. Remember, time from a universal aspect is nothing like what we experience here in our minds. It's not even a thing. So please remember that. Be patient with your life. Be patient with your journey. Be patient with yourself. Emerging dawn. This is a beautiful image here. Once again, we keep having these matching images. This is wild. So divine timing is a an hourglass sitting in a field of flowers at sunset, and you can see a beautiful image of a sun behind it. And emerging dawn is once again a field of wild flowers with a sun at sunset, but it's larger. That's not sunset, I'm sorry. It's dawn. So the sun's getting ready to come up. Apologies. So what's really interesting about both of these, as a matter of fact, looking at this other card again, because this is the first time I've seen these two cards in this deck, actually they both look like a sunrise. So there's a lot of energy here because the first sunrise is smaller, it's lower on the horizon. The next card, Emerging Dawn, the sun is much larger and it's higher up in the sky. So looking at it from that perspective, honestly, I'm seeing a progression here of your understanding getting brighter and brighter. For that emerging dawn, when you stick that key in that doorway and you walk through to that secret language, to that new understanding, that's the emerging dawn. Trust that every ending is another beginning coming in disguise. And we talked about that energy, you know, feeling like a tower moment is happening in your life and really understanding that things are being shook loose so that way you can sift those things out and make room for these amazing new beginnings that are here for you. Wow, this is really powerful energy, guys. Oh, what do we have here? Let's see. Yes, we just got done talking about the root system in the trees. The next card is Roots of Success. And exactly that same image is on this card here. We see an entire root system going into the earth. And it's a very full, healthy root system. It says secure your foundation, fostering growth and stability for a thriving journey ahead. So if we want to have a thriving journey, we need to secure our foundation. That is our root system. Question: how do you nourish your root system? So that means going deeper, doing that deeper level of self-care and healing. How do you nourish that? Amazing. Yep, hurtful events. So this is the Burning Man. I love this image because it's like clarifying. So it's like the shadow self on fire. So there's something here about hurtful events, something that you are currently going through that is very difficult for you, or maybe something that you will be going through that's very difficult for you. It says, as you endure this period, learn not to dwell on the past, so I won't anchor you down. Right. So we have to allow ourselves to move through these experiences, feel what's there, and heal. How do we heal? By allowing ourselves to feel. That is how we heal. understanding what's there and why we're feeling the emotion about it. So there's a strong encouragement here, and this is part of really securing your foundation or fostering growth and stability, is allowing yourself to heal from past hurtful events. One last move. Wow. Okay. You have come so far on your journey. Keep going and you will soon see what you have accomplished. Guys, that was the next card that came out. It's like, Spirit is like, and the reading is done. So that's going to be the last card from this deck, which is that literally this key that came through in the download, this new way of speaking, this new language, this new understanding, okay? This is that last move, literally. And by last move, not meaning like the last one you'll ever do, meaning the last move to put you where you've been wanting to be. This is that doorway. This is you holding the key and placing your key in the doorway and walking through into this new amazing timeline, this new earth energy, this new 5D experience. This is that part. So you're being encouraged here, definitely, to stick with the work that you're doing, allowing yourself to heal, taking time out to integrate, understanding that some of these moments in your life that feel very challenging and difficult, or like tower moments, are there to assist you to get on your path. Things are being removed that are not in alignment with your soul path or that could hinder you. And for some of you, you actually have on the other side of that doorway a soulmate that is also doing healing work at this time, and the two of you will be connecting. Some of you have new career opportunities or new soul family opportunities. The things that you've been asking for are also on the other side of that doorway as well. So the secret language, there's so much in there. We're starting to get a hint about what might be on the other side of this door, just based on the energy coming out in the cards today for whomever this resonates with. So yeah, I mean, this is very exciting. I think a lot of people in the collective are on the precipice of some amazing things right now. You don't have to wait, 60 years in the future. Like, it is here for you now. There's just some last things that we are preparing for as we move through this new doorway of understanding. So that's the reading for today, guys. I want to thank you so much for being here with me, spending some time with me this morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you found this video. I'm just so grateful that you're here. Definitely, if this energy or this message resonated with you, please like, share, subscribe. If this was not your message, thank you so much for being here for the entire message. And definitely check back, because I am putting out messages regularly. And like, share, subscribe. This helps me to pick up on your energy, and I am more likely to have a message here that is associated with energies that you are experiencing. Okay, guys. Well, once again, thank you so much. My name is Ora-gen, and this is the Ora-gen channel, and I look forward to being with you in another read. Bye, guys.